Tonight on Connecticut's news station, lower electric bills could be on the way.
The rates are coming down significantly, but folks tend to use more in the summer.
Why Eversource wants to drop its prices after fears of large hikes.
Also, Connecticut lawmakers take action on rising crashes involving wrong-way drivers. How a bill advancing at the state capitol could protect you on the road.
Record-challenging cold with widespread frost. By daybreak tomorrow, we'll have the numbers.
And highlighting Connecticut stars on TikTok.
I never thought it was going to be possible, and TikTok kind of made that possible.
See how people from our state are entertaining millions worldwide.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And we begin on the weather watch as we're expecting a frosty night across Connecticut. Here's a live look at the temperatures statewide right now. Several counties across Connecticut under a freeze warning overnight. Good evening, I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. Thank you so much for joining us. Even though it's the middle of May, it's definitely not going to feel like it overnight. Depending on where you live exactly, you might need to protect your plants from frost. We want to check in right now with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank to see where the coldest spots will be, Rachel.
Guys, I think it kind of feels a little bit like October out there tonight. I went for a walk. It is cold and getting colder. And I think everybody in this state, if you have cold sensitive plants, you need to take steps to protect them. Even some along the Connecticut shoreline may get close to the freezing point as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. Technically, there are a couple of counties that are not included in that freeze warning. But honestly, I think throughout the state, this is going to be a concern as we head into tomorrow. We're also talking about record challenging cold too. The record low temperature for tomorrow morning is 31 degrees. We're forecasting to get right in that ballpark, and we are forecasting to break the record along the Connecticut shoreline, 38 degrees. The record right now standing at 41 that was set back in 1984. Here's a look at current temperatures across the state. We're in the 40s to right around 50 degrees. There's that chill in the air, and we are just getting started. As soon as this wind turns calm, those temperatures are going to take a nosedive. Here's a look at temperatures as we head through the overnight. After midnight, dipping back into the 30s, and we'll see 30s pretty widespread as we head towards daybreak, even some upper 20s possible for some of our cooler spots as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. So a frosty start to the day, lots of sunshine, and a nice rebound as we head through the afternoon with high temperatures climbing into the mid and for some upper 60s. So a cool start to the day, but a really pleasant finish, a nice Thursday. We have rain in the forecast heading into the weekend. We'll try to time it out for you. Full forecast coming up.
Sounds like a plan, Rachel. Thank you. We are following some breaking news tonight out of Fairfield, where a Colchester man was killed after he was hit by a vehicle in a parking lot. Fairfield police say it happened just off of Route 1 before 9:30 this morning. That man's name has not been released yet, but we do know he was 59 years old and was working in the area as a surveyor. The driver who hit him stayed on scene, is cooperating with police. Fairfield police are investigating the crash tonight. We'll bring you updates on this breaking news as soon as we do learn more.
Well, new at 10, a consumer alert tonight as your monthly electric bill could soon be cheaper if you're an Eversource customer. The company announced its new rate for the second half of the year, and it's expected to lower costs. Fox 61's Gabby Molina joins us live outside of Eversource in Berlin to explain what's behind the lower rates. Gabby.
Jen, that proposed rate would take effect July 1st, and if approved, the average customer would save about $56 a month on their monthly bill. And customers say that after a very expensive winter, any amount helps. After months of paying for expensive energy bills, there could soon be some relief on the way.
It gets very expensive, and it certainly got very expensive over the last year. People are struggling.
Eversource filed a new standard service rate that would cut customers' bills by about $56 a month.
We know this past winter rate was high and was a hardship for our customers, and this new rate should be a significant benefit for our customers.
Customers say it's welcome news, and saving that amount of money a month will make a difference.
Yes, it could go a long way. You could buy a lot of gas too. You could buy a lot of gas and take you get some stuff at the grocery store extra. I wish they could lower it more than what they have right now.
Energy prices reached historic highs last year, and people were feeling the pinch. Rates doubled for Eversource customers over the winter. Some people, like Lynn Rouleau, opt to use a third-party supplier to try to save on bills.
I shop around every year, actually, because I think I can get a better rate than what Eversource is offering. So the last several years, I've been shopping around.
Your bill is broken down into two costs: delivery, which is a service Eversource offers, and supply, which is what Eversource purchases for customers. That's the cost that's expected to go down this summer.
Whatever we pay the generators, it's a pure pass-through with no markup.
But it's important to keep in mind that people tend to use more electricity this time of year. According to Eversource, about 35% more. And that would be reflected on your bill.
Your rates are coming down significantly, but folks tend to use more in the summer.
It serves as a reminder for people to take steps to make their homes energy efficient and keep an eye on the thermostat.
Sometimes I leave the window open because you're trying to lower the cost.
United Illuminating is also lowering its standard service rate. Those customers are expected to save about $28 a month. Now, both of those rates still have to be approved by the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority, so we will keep you updated on when that happens. Coming up on the news at 11, I'll explain why rates typically tend to go down in the summer. Live in Berlin, Gabby Molina, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We'll see you at 11, Gabby. Thank you. Meanwhile, new at 10 tonight, a busy week at the state capitol that included hundreds of people rallying on the Capitol lawn today, demanding what they call a moral state budget. The demonstrators calling for state lawmakers to pass a budget that invests in essential services. They say that would include improving funding for public schools and colleges. They're also asking for higher wages for child care providers and long-term care employees. They also want Husky insurance to be expanded for immigrants older than 15, people with disabilities, and older adults as well.
And at this point, we're being pitted against one another, and we're saying, no, we're going to stand firm in all of our issues, and we want the governor to recognize that. Nevertheless, we're not where we need to be, and so this is why we're here rallying, and as you can see, thousands have showed up, and so we're excited about it.
The group called Recovery for All organized this rally today. The state budget must get final approval by the end of next month.
Tomorrow at the state capitol, state lawmakers are expected to discuss a bill that would lower the blood alcohol content level to charge someone with driving under the influence. Right now, state law says the legal limit for drivers and boaters is a BAC of 0.08. The new proposal would lower that to 0.05. Forbes says that Utah is the only state with a legal limit of 0.05. Every other state is like Connecticut at 0.08. Be sure to tune in to the Fox 61 Morning News tomorrow to see what's discussed about this proposal. Well, along with that bill, state lawmakers are also taking another step to try and keep Connecticut's roads safe.
The House unanimously passed a bill to expand several steps the state's taking to stop the rising number of crimes involving wrong-way drivers. Fox 61's Jake Garcia joining us live outside the Capitol tonight to explain how the bill is trying to prevent wrong-way drivers. Jake.
Well, Ben and Jen, last year, 23 people died as a result of wrong-way crashes across the state of Connecticut, comparing that to 6 deaths in 2018. Lawmakers say something has to be done to keep drivers safe.
2022 was actually the deadliest year in recent memory involving wrong-way drivers, wrong-way crashes.
Wrong-way crashes have been a topic in Connecticut's General Assembly for the last few years.
With the support of the state legislature, last summer we were given some additional money to help accelerate these efforts in terms of putting up signage with wrong-way flashing lights.
Connecticut has already put wrong-way flashing lights at 9 different on-ramps across the state and a wrong-way detection system at 7 other on-ramps. But a new bill would put even more safety measures in place, including things like rumble strips.
You know, if you could have signage, but if somebody's impaired, they might not see that sign. But if you're driving up the wrong way and you feel that rumble, chances are you're going to wake up and say, let me pull over.
The bill being taken up by the state legislature would also include adding more technology that would not only detect wrong-way drivers, but also notify police.
So the state police would be notified to let others know potentially that there is a wrong-way driver on the highway. The state police would be deployed, they'd come out and hopefully remedy the situation before anything negative happens.
The State House of Representatives passed the bill unanimously, and lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say it was important to them, especially after losing a colleague. State Representative Quentin Williams was killed during a wrong-way crash in January after leaving Governor Ned Lamont's inaugural ball.
We want to avoid those situations. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case that night, but I think going forward, if DOT does this and people are more aware of it and they do get alerted when they're driving, this will never happen again.
Now the bill will head to the Senate, where the hope is that it will continue to be backed by both Republicans and Democrats, though it's still unclear on when the Senate could vote on this bill, though the legislature adjourns on June 7th. Live from the state capitol, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jake, thank you. New Haven's trying to crack down on drag racing in the city after 5 cars crashed last year, killing a Massachusetts man. City officials have started building 4 new speed tables on Sargent Drive to slow down traffic. They're also using GPS technology to track suspected street racers. Instead of chasing after them, officers could use drones and stop sticks to deflate tires. However, city leaders say more needs to be done.
These issues are hard. They're really hard to address because the people that are engaged in these activities want to find ways around everything we do to try to stop it.
A new state law passed earlier this year will also allow police to give tickets to people watching illegal drag racing.
Well, dozens of cats are recovering tonight after they were removed from what police are calling a hoarding situation in Derby. Officers received a complaint at the end of April about a home on Hawkins Street. When they arrived earlier this week, they found an elderly woman with 45 cats sitting in urine and feces. 2 cats were found dead, while some others were euthanized because of how sick they were.
It's sad for the people, too. I mean, it's not always bad people. It's people that lives get away from them.
That woman hasn't been identified publicly, but she has been charged with 10 counts of animal cruelty. We're told the kittens and adult cats may still need several weeks to fully recover, but when they do, they will be up for adoption.